Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. As we are closing or going towards the end of the Christmas season, a few days more left, but we will never be out of the context of Christmas time because we will be starting also with our devotions, our love for the Señor Santo Niño. In fact, in the Basilica today, they started already with the first day of the novena. Here in our practice, in our chapel, we will be starting the novena tomorrow because we would like to end the novena on a Sunday, the feast day itself. And since today is also First Friday, we will be doing our devotions to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So everything is actually in place. Now, before we end the Christmas season, practically, as it is being put in the liturgical calendar, although our gospel readings these last few days are already talking about the ministry of Jesus, there is always a dimension of the Christmas, the birth or the nativity of the Lord. And here in today's gospel reading, for example, we can take from the perspective of Jesus coming to the world not only for his people. This is still connected with the message of Epiphany, that Jesus he came for all peoples. That's why it's called Epiphany, the manifestation to all the world. In fact, the very episode of cleansing the leper in today's gospel reading does not actually take into account certain strictures. Dili kayo istrikto, no? The leper there, of course, he is not supposed to go near people. But what did he do? He went close to Jesus. He prostrated before Jesus, no, which is not supposed to be done in certain strict Jewish observances. And of course, Jesus is so constant, is also always consistent, that he always goes closer to those who are actually ostracized or to those who are rejected by society. And here in this very episode, what the leper said to Jesus was responded not by a word first, but by a gesture. And that gesture is him, Jesus, stretching out his hand. And this stretching out of Jesus' hand is a very, very significant and remarkable manifestation of his nativity. From heaven, he came down to be among us. And then stretching out his hand in order to be known and to be manifested to all the world through the Epiphany, represented by the three kings, he still is continuously stretching out his hands, especially when we look at the cross. And that is an act of welcoming. It is an act of practically inviting all of us to him. And that is the very essence of the nativity of the Lord. That is the very essence of Christmas. It is an act of inviting practically every kind of person. Tanan-tanan, we are all invited. Giagda kita. But then, it is always a context on our part. And I'd like to play on this word. Giagda taniya. No? That is the word for invite in Cebuano, di ba? Although we are using invitar, but invitar, that is Spanish. No? The word in Cebuano is giagda taniya. Now, on our part, mag-agad na sa atoang tubag. And do you know what's beautiful about the word agad? Kung atoan na siyang ibali-bali, agda. No? So, isulat ng agda, isulat ang agad, mauragin na silang mga litraha. No? So, giagda ta sa Ginoo, ang atong tubag, mag-agad rasad ka nato. But ang pag-agad nga rin ka nato, nagkinahanglan og dako nga courage, just like the leper. We have to really go to him. No? Because in as much as he reaches out his hand to us, in as much as he is continuously stretching his hand to us, we also have to go closer, come nearer to him. And this is what Christmas life is all about, or Christmas time and our Christian life. It is a constant invitation. And since it is a constant invitation, walay hunong, walay kutat, walay puas, dili matapos nga pag-imbitar. Dili matapos nga pag-agda. So ang atong tubag, we have to accept with all our hearts, with all our humility, and at the same time, with God's grace, we will be able to come closer to Him. Amen.